Johannesburg is one of the most significant dry ports in the Southern Hemisphere. Logistics is big business, and the biggest player is now operating under a new name. Bolloré Africa Logistics unveiled its new brand. The company will now operate under the name Africa Global Logistics. AGL affirms its ambition with the MSC Group to continue and grow its contribution to sustainable transformation of Africa and emerging markets, with customized, innovative global logistics solutions.
The MSC family are driven with a passion for the African continent. They are already the single biggest shipping line in the world, and they're, I think, almost the biggest shipping line on the African continent. So if you combine what we have from terminals, railways, and logistics, this combination can be very, very strong. Also, they are committed to growing the business further with some very significant investments, both in ports, possibly railways. We're looking at Walvis Bay actually at the moment as well. Some changes within how we operate. So I think where we've been a little bit conservative over the last few years with Bolloré because of this sale, we'll now be released from that and able to grow our business more across the continent.
If you look at the cost of logistics in Africa and the fact that it is far higher than it is in other emerging markets and definitely in the developed world, then this kind of marriage of the world's largest shipping line with Africa's largest freight and logistics company, it certainly does up the ante, and it brings in those economies of scale that are required to make a more seamless operating environment.
It's vitally important for the growth of Africa to have inter-Africa trade. Now, it's been talked about for years. The example that we're looking at in conjunction with MSC is how to run the vessels through different ports, through feeder vessels, through main hubs. And because we control, particularly on the west coast, so many of the ports, and we have so much at our disposal in terms of vessels, port operations, we think that we can increase the inter-Africa trade. That's on one way. The other inter-Africa trade is that we have a very good and strong relationship with COMESA, who are following our actions very closely, certainly competitively to ensure that we apply by the rules that they've governed us with this particular deal. And we're going to push that because for Africa to grow, it has to trade better with each other. We know the problems. We can scratch our head and we never get to the answer, but we think we can open up both on the hinterland and on the seaside, those opportunities.
I think the timing is particularly good. The African Continental Free Trade Area is now in a trial phase. That's been signed up to by 54 of the 55 countries in Africa. You are going to start seeing more intra-African trade. And I think just the last few years, when we've witnessed the global disruptions and dislocations, the desire of African governments and African businesses to operate more seamlessly within Africa and with their partners outside of Africa. This really is a great development to enhance that at this stage and to grow with the fastest growing young population in the world, some of the fastest growing economies in the world, and it places African Global Logistics right at the center of the new African business environment.
The first order of business is to get that name into the market and quickly. And for Africa Global Logistics, or AGL, to be known, it to be feared by our competitors.